Yes. Hi, this is Justin with another video. What just happened out at the nursing station was unbelievable. I have PTSD from an incident with my C5 capsules that I left over in my father's house. I'm not going to get into details about it, but I almost died after taking one of those capsules after getting death threats from my father. And they were three meth addicts in the house with my C5 capsules, and I almost died after one of my workouts. But I survived. And this nerve, I don't take all my supplements have to be in packages. I don't take any she just tried to pre-pour my Miralax, which is a white powdery substance, in a cup and hand it to me when I wasn't in her presence. And I said, I don't want that, and I'll throw it out. And next time, can you give me the packet and I'll open it myself and pour it in my own drink? And it's like, this nurse, they know that because they probably heard this story that I told to somebody else, and they're subtly looking for reasons to try to make me sound paranoid. So this nurse wanted me to react a certain type of way so she can refer it to somebody else or a psychiatrist and say that I'm paranoid and I did not trust her. So that's further evidence of gaslighting in a psychiatric institution. But the other thing that this video is about is it doesn't matter that if I have a history of psychiatry, it's completely void because he got the advertisement from a rap song, from a Tupac song, and the FBI's campaign against Martin Luther King and everything through COINTEL and stuff like that. It's just open source information if you research that. It was mentioned in a video I was watching about Tupac that they were under a federal watch program for a national hate group. And when I was listening to Tupac when I was younger, I didn't know that they were termed a hate group by the federal government. And then I got older and I stopped listening to rap. But I just found that out through watching a video about Tupac. And then I started to look up COINTEL, and I was reading about that with the Black Panther Party and Martin Luther King and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is that this, on a different subject, the state and the county has no moral or ethical authority to tell him that he's not allowed to obtain his medical marijuana card for PTSD. And they're preventing me from watching Webcam Girls. Their internet security, Webcam Girl websites are blocked, and if they send me to an LTSR, I probably won't be able to watch Webcam Girls from there either. And it'll probably waste another year or two of my life because that's probably how long an LTSR program is. So it doesn't matter if I had a history of psychiatry or not. I got the advertisement from a Tupac song, and I asked for the medication myself. So that voids this whole history of psychiatry. The FBI found out that, not literally, but theoretically, if the FBI found out that I was taking this medication and I got the advertisement from a Tupac song, according to the COINTEL investigation on the Black Panther Party, and he got this advertisement from their music and he put himself on medication through listening to this type of music, even the FBI would agree with me that he never needed the medication. He would have been better off staying off of the medication and continuing to work at different jobs, because I was one of the best workers at McDonald's. I was pulling double shifts. I worked at other places too. I worked at Wendy's, and I was always a good worker. I was a hard worker. And how do you go from running 10 miles on a treadmill and then a year later you're putting yourself in psychiatry? You're preventing yourself from reaching your fitness goals because the medication is impairing your metabolism, it's decreasing blood flow during sexual activity, so it's affecting your sex life as well. And the state and the county, I discovered meditation, whether he was in psychiatry before or not. I discovered meditation. I exercised. There's a link between mental health and exercising. And I exercised. I overcame my medical issues and I was able to return to working out. And I had a medical marijuana card, which was keeping me out of the ER. And I was taking turmeric tea, garlic, and CoQ10 and small amounts of medical marijuana and CBD. That saved my life. And they want to keep me in structured environments that monitor my medication, which is counterproductive to my lifestyle and prevent me from obtaining enough freedom to watch webcam girls and obtaining enough freedom to obtain my medical marijuana card. So they're keeping me in these environments and preventing me from getting back to my life is essentially what they're doing. And just like what that nurse did, poured that out and then handed it to me. Like, she knew we're in a gaslight and a community stalk. Like, we're you know what I mean? Like, this is atrocious. If you really seen what was going on and the information that I can't talk about on this video, right here, this Bible right here, La Biblia, he really needs to seek asylum in a foreign country and get the hell out of America and give up his venomous snake hobby, his dream of moving to Texas and obtaining his venomous snake permit and getting a gaboon viper and a black and white spitting cobra. He needs to give up those hobbies because they're not legal in Italy. But the cannabis laws are you're allowed to have marijuana, and I looked it up. If my Google search information is right, medical marijuana is decriminalized in Italy, and I think marijuana itself is decriminalized. I think there's medical marijuana. Something about marijuana being like legal or relatively legal over there, so I would be good. And he can get a Siamese cat and have his boa constrictor collection, and he would be fine. He would just have to give up his venomous snake hobby, because I don't think venomous snakes are legal in Italy. I don't think they are, even with a permit. But if you see what's going on in Montgomery County and the things that I can't talk about on camera, it's a notorious gaslight, and I have a valid asylum-seeking process that I could go through and get out of this country. So, whether it doesn't matter if he has a history of psychiatry, like I said, because I made enough progress through my meditation with gaining insights about my life story and stuff like that, to the point where I can manage my life without psychiatric drugs. And the entire agenda of the county is to keep him on medication, which is making me gain weight, and I just lost all the weight. And like, to regain weight is traumatizing. It really is. And they're doing this to 1 million people in Montgomery County. And then get to the human rights part of it. You have no human rights in Norristown State from the time you walk in the door. Like, once you're in the court system, period, the judges are backing this kind of fraud. The public defender's office is backing it. The probation office is backing the fraud. And by the time these people get sent to these different places and get stepped down to RTFs and LTSRs and CRs, you're wasting 3, 4, 5, 6 years of your life. And it's all, these buildings are constructed and built to push psychopharmaceutical medication on people. 1 million people in Montgomery County is medicating America. Peter Bregan's book right here, Toxic Psychiatry. There is more evidence of an environmental link to schizophrenia than there is. They have no evidence of a biochemical evidence of biochemical balances for psychiatry. It's not. Listen, if you want my honest opinion, most of these people in here, they're bullshit. Like, let me tell you, these people are medicated. They don't need to be taking as much medication as they're taking, and they would be better off on less medication. And that's my honest opinion, because I've been through the psychiatric system, and I know from experience what the medication does to you. And a lot of these patients are walking around asking, quote, stupid medicated questions. It's exactly what they're doing. The psychiatric drugs, he talks about in his book, it's a similar effect of a chemical lobotomy, the antipsychotics, and the antidepressants. If you're trying to hook up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you're not going to be able to orgasm because of the side effects of the antidepressants. You know what I mean? Dr. Daniel G. Amen stopped using psychiatric drugs as much when he saw the damage that they were doing to people's brains on their SPECT scans. And he started taking a more holistic approach to treating his patients in his clinics. He said the healthiest brains were people that took ginkgo biloba and omega-3 fish oil. And this is like a concentration camp, a psychiatric holocaust, and it's a violation of human rights. You have no human rights in Norristown State Hospital. They don't have to let you talk to a lawyer. They don't have to let you use the phone. You're declared not competent, and it's all fraud. Like, there's some people that are a little bit out there, but like some people actually don't need to be in there, and they're taking them through the same process of everybody else. And they repetitively declare you not competent, and then they tell you you're not restorable, and that's a violation of the Constitution of the United States, your right to a fair trial. I was on a petty charge that was actually a wrongful arrest, and I was denied. I did not go to court for that. I never got to go to court against my father for the situation. He wasn't going to show up. The charges were going to be dropped. And even if he did show up, I would have won the case anyway. I could sue my father for what he put me through, but why would I sue somebody that's leaving me inheritance money? Do you know what I mean? So I did not have I was stripped of my right to go to court for the situation because I was declared non-competent, and then they closed my case and they sent me to this RTF facility. So it's not only a violation of human rights, but it's a violation of the Constitution of the United States for your right to a fair trial. And it's all for fraudulent competency evaluations over in a state hospital. Like, somebody needs to make a video and attract attention to this situation and get media coverage, because what's going on in Montgomery County is complete fraud, and it's completely atrocious, and it's happening to 1 million people. I haven't had a behavioral problem. I have perfect compliance with my medication, and the fact that the medication is counterproductive to his lifestyle. I drink herbal tea every day, ashwagandha, turmeric tea. I have a nighty-night passion flower blend. I could see some melatonin, because melatonin is good for you neuroscientifically. But the psychiatric medications are toxic to you. They cause brain damage and stuff like that. And they mess up your metabolism. They do so many harmful things to your body that, I've read in this book that they should have, the tardive dyskinesia lawsuits had the psychiatric association scared because people were filing lawsuits for tardive dyskinesia. And that was 20 to 40% of the people taking the medications. So Montgomery County is in major violation of human rights. Even if you're following all of the rules and you're not doing nothing wrong, and you don't have any behavior problems, and you're stable, and you're reading books, and you're educating yourself, and you're meditating, you're exercising, you're following all the rules, they still make you conform to psychiatry to get out of here, or they take your privileges away. You can't go to Turkey Hill because you didn't take your medication. They strip you of your privileges, and they hold you in a facility for longer. They won't discharge you until you comply to the medication. And to mention again, I did not have the right to go to court. I did not have the right to a fair trial. It's a violation of the Constitution of the United States. It's a violation of human rights. And that's all I wanted to say in this video. I think I covered everything. So that's all. Thanks for listening.